Hey there. So I wanted to talk to you today about security and stability. It's something that a lot of us grasp for, that a lot of us want to have control and certainty over what's going to happen next. What is life going to bring next? And do I have any assurance that I'm going to have, that I'm going to be okay, that I'm going to have what it takes to see it through? And I see a lot of people struggling with this, of feeling this fear of losing what they have, losing the job that they have, or the income that they have, or uh, fear of the unknown, of what could happen if they were to take a certain leap of faith. All the unknown variables that come into play, and it's scary for a lot of people. And I experienced this myself to a large extent for a long time in my own career. There were times when I didn't know if my job would be around for a few more weeks or a few more months. There were times where we had massive layoffs, and the guy in the cube next to me got laid off. He had been with the company for many years, was highly experienced, and it was my first year on the job. And I walk into the office, and I see people walking out with boxes, and there's just this commotion going on in the office. And I look in the cube next to me, and the guy's stuff was completely gone. And this really rattled my world. It was my first year on the job, and I thought that you work hard, you do your job, and then everything's fine. You climb the ladder and you're taken care of. And this was a rude awakening for me to the reality of things, that you in fact don't have control over all these external things that are around you. We don't have the ability to control what happens in our company or in our industry or in the markets. We can't control what another person thinks or says or does. That's their decision, that's their action, and we don't have control over that. We can influence it, but we can't control it. So how do you grasp with that? How do you handle the fundamental inherent uncertainty in life and continue moving forward? Well, one of the things that's become apparent to me is that this sense of security is it's an illusion, right? Like, if we are seeking security in the form of predictability of external situations or circumstances, and we define our own security in terms of how well we can predict how those external things are going to go, then we are going to be perpetually anxious and frustrated and uneasy, because those are things that are fundamentally uncertain. Fundamentally, we do not have control over those things. But if we instead shift to realizing that our sense of security is derived from our internal ability to handle any situation or circumstance that comes our way, and that our stability is comprised of our willingness and determination and drive to push forward no matter what. Even when we think that we've got nothing left in the tank, that we somehow dig deep within ourselves and find something to push just a little bit further, something to give us just a little bit of energy to continue going. And if you have that ability to dig deep within yourself and to just keep pushing forward no matter what, and to keep your faith and your hope alive, that there is a way to move forward and to be successful and to create a rich, abundant life for yourself, and to take care of not only yourself but all of your loved ones. If you have that, then you, my friend, have the deepest sense of security that one can ever have. More security than any job would ever provide, more security than any amount of money would ever bring you. And it becomes this tremendous sense of peace that arrives at you, that you know whatever life throws at you, you can handle it. Whatever challenge or obstacle arises, you'll figure it out and you'll get through it. It's not a problem. You see, it's not what you have in terms of material possessions that provides you that security. It's your internal knowing of who you are and what you're willing to do to see it through. You could be the wealthiest millionaire living in a mansion, have all of your material needs met, and still be terrified of losing it all. And I assure you, there are people out there in that situation. Is that the more they accumulate, the more fear they have of losing it. And you can also, by the same token, be the poorest of the poor, a homeless vagabond living on the streets, subsisting on the kindness of strangers and just scraping by from one day to the next, and yet still have the deepest and most profound sense of peace and security, knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to be taken care of, that there's nothing really to worry about. And what if we could experience that, not by achieving anything on the outside, not by not by doubling or tripling or quadrupling our income, but by simply knowing that we have what it takes to survive, to not only survive but thrive. And knowing that no matter what life throws at us, that we will see it through and that we will never, ever, ever give up. And that is the true meaning of security.